Hey YouTube, welcome to Trevor's Final World. Today we are talking about Twisted Sister. They had some scheduled concerts to commemorate their 50th anniversary. They were going to play in Brazil, and they were going to have concerts all from April of this year all the way into the summer, and I guess they have canceled all of those, unfortunately, because Dee Snider has major health issues, everything from his heart, and he also has like a really bad arthritis issue that is more serious than it even sounds. So it looks like Dee Snider might be hanging it up, and I think the band just is nicely wording it. Obviously, it's going to be hard to, replace someone like Dee Snider, at least right away. I don't know that Twisted Sister could go on with a different frontman. And it's sad, but I think a lot of these bands just have to consider that, I get it that they still enjoy going out on the road. There's some bands that are still on my bucket list. Like, I would love to see Metallica before they retire. I would like to see Guns N' Roses. There's a whole bunch of bands like that. I never got to see Ozzy Osbourne. Rest in peace, Ozzy. I worry about Bon Jovi too. I've seen some documentaries on him, and he's always talking about how exhausted he is after the show. I mean, these guys put everything out there, blood, sweat, and tears. I mean, we all are jealous that, they have the life of a rock star, but, they're putting in Metallica would go on the road for years. I mean, and I know Twisted Sister hasn't been performing a lot, but so many years of performing, I think it just has taken a toll on Dee Snider. Hopefully his health will be okay, and just hang it up. There's worse things in the world than not being able to rock out on stage for 3 hours. I mean, I'm not sure his exact age, but he's getting up there. I wanted to give a shout out to him though, because people forget that in the 80s, Tipper Gore and these senators were really going after music, and they wanted, I know they ended up having like the parental advisory sticker on music. And even today, when you download music, it'll notify you that, explicit lyrics and all that. But if the PMRC, which was Parents Music Resource Center, and that was hot and heavy in the 80s. I mean, if they would have got their way, every album or record would have had like ratings besides the parental advisory, and there would have been a lot more restrictions if it were up to them. Your freedom of speech would be a little different today if it wasn't for people like Dee Snider, who went in front of all these senators laughing at him because he's like an idiot rock star and he had the poofy hair. But, when he sat down, he actually was an educated man. He made great points, freedom of speech, all that stuff. Guys like him, they really set the bar and kept artists, protected. And, obviously other things came along like Napster and things like that. But the PMRC was a real deal. And, if none of these celebrity rock stars and rap artists would have stood up, I think the whole thing nowadays would be different. I mean, I remember Ice-T was always battling the PMRC and saying like, fuck you, Tipper Gore, in his songs. And a lot of that was because these senators were going after him. They were blaming, kids were shooting people or doing whatever, and then they're blaming a song by Tupac, or they're blaming Twisted Sister. So shout out to Dee Snider, because he was one of those guys that was going in front of the senators and, showing how ridiculous some of their points were. Obviously you should have an idea of what your kids are listening to. And, you know, young kids probably shouldn't be listening to early Twisted Sister music. But even Dee Snider and Twisted Sister know that. But anyways, so a little bit of sad news as far as Twisted Sister. As if you're looking to go see any of their concerts soon, I don't think any of that is going to happen. You know, which is just another reason to collect records. I think, you know, as these bands get older, you still want to enjoy the good old days and remember how they were, like whether it was in the 80s or the 90s. So in a way, it just inspires me to, like, you know, look for other, whether they're bootleg or live concerts, other items of Twisted Sister, because that is a band that I definitely like. One thing I think about with them that most people forget is the movie Pee-wee's Big Adventure with Pee Wee Herman. There's a scene towards the end where he's on a movie set and he's riding his bike and he accidentally goes like down this one like area, and Twisted Sister is recording a music video for You're Gonna Burn in Hell. And it's just a small little scene, but when I think of Twisted Sister, I either think of that or I think of when I was in kindergarten and I would get on my school bus and We're Not Gonna Take It. I mean, that must have been like the #1 hit one year. Or it was just my bus driver's favorite song, because I swear we listened to that every day on the way to school. And then I want to say there's a movie called Iron Eagle, and man, I would actually like to find that soundtrack. I want to say that's got Twisted Sister on it. But yeah, no, they had a lot of good songs that I liked. A lot of vintage posters that are Twisted Sister that I would love to have. One day I want to have a man cave that's just got like Guns N' Roses, Poison, Twisted Sister, a lot of those, you know, hair bands and Def Leppard. You know, there's just so many. I'm not gonna list them all, but no, I love Twisted Sister. I don't put them in the echelon with some of my top bands, but I definitely give them respect. And Dee Snider, I mean, what a character. He was also in a movie that was called Strangeland, and man, I wasn't ready for that. It's really weird. It came out a long time ago, but look up Strangeland. It's got a weird poster too. And Dee Snider is like a, boy, I don't even know what you would call him. He's definitely the bad guy, like a villain, but he's like a not I don't even know the best way to explain it. You just have to watch Strangeland trailer online, and yeah, weird movie. So, but yeah, no, just wanted to make a quick video. I wish everyone well in Twisted Sister. You got a lot of fans out there. I'm one of them. You know, we love you, Dee Snider. And you know, take it easy. Enjoy some years of retirement, and you know, let's talk Bon Jovi into doing the same thing, because I don't want these guys to have like a heart attack on stage. I don't want to read in the online news that Dee Snider or Bon Jovi, you know, die of a heart attack. Rest, you know, enjoy your older age, and nothing wrong with retiring. But anyways, everyone have a good one. Subscribe to the channel, and talk to you later. Bye.